Yo, it's Derek, your boy, the Dopest Detailer, coming at you today again with another episode of the Dopest Detailer. Today's episode, I'm just going to touch bases real quick on recording what you do, how you do it, where you do it. All my recording on my own. I do all my editing on my own. I'm not the best at this. I just got a camera. I got my phone. I use my camera and I just go at it. I got a couple things that I have set up out here for when I'm working. I have a tripod. That tripod is a $30 tripod. Doesn't cost that much. Have my iPhone set up on top of there so that I can get the good shots on the vehicles that I do. I know a lot of us are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and a lot of other social media outlets, and we like to get our work, put out there. And you got people out there that want to charge you a ton of money to get that footage for you. You don't really need to spend a ton of money to get the footage. All you got to do is invest $30 into a little tripod for your iPhone. You don't need a crazy camera, and you just go at it. Like I always say, keep it simple. Don't complicate simple, man. Put your phone on your tripod and have fun. Just go at it. I'm still learning this thing. I'm nowhere near a perfectionist with this. I'm still learning. I make a lot of mistakes, and I learn from my mistakes when I'm filming and when I'm editing. You can pretty much do it on your own. Just get yourself, invest 30, 40, 50 bucks into a little tripod, a little stand for you, and just, film as you go. Film as you go. The things you don't need, you don't film. You know how much of what you're going to show that you're going to film, that you're going to put up on your platform, whatever that may be, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it may be. You know what you're going to show. So you press play and you go at it. All you got to do is know how to edit just a little bit. And even if you don't know how to edit, you'll learn, like I said, as you make your mistakes, as you go on. It's just always good to film your work, whatever you do. You never know, you ever get out there at a location and you're doing a vehicle, you're like, yo, this isn't even worth filming. And then when you're done cleaning the vehicle, you say to yourself, damn, I wish I would have caught that. I wish I would have filmed that, because you surprise yourself with how good you really are at this craft. So you never want to miss a moment. You want to film as much as you can, as often as you can. So therefore, all of your work can be seen by film as much as you can. Put your phone out and push play, and don't worry about it. Making mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and you just go from there. Just go from there. You just have fun. Don't get too caught up in being a cinematographer or whatever they call that. Don't get too caught up in trying to be a perfectionist with that. No, you just want to catch your work on film, chop it up, learn the editing. Most iPhones, I don't know what Android's got. I'm an iPhone guy. Haven't had an Android in 100 years, but I know iPhone comes with, that iMovie app on there. Real simple, real easy. Takes a little bit of time to figure it out, but once you get it, you got it. Like I said, there are people out there that want you to hire them to do it, but I can't see myself paying somebody a couple $1,000s to come out with me to film me having fun. Nah, I can't see that. It's easier for me to just do it myself. So, like I said, get yourself a tripod, invest in a little tripod, like that little piece right there. Good to go, $30, and I'm off to the races. All right, got my phone up there. Actually, I got two on one. So that little bally thing, that's strapped on to the actual tripod. I could take the one off of the top and set it on top of my car, on the ground, or wherever, and I can get the most usage out of it, and I just have fun. Again, I stress having fun, man. I start recording from the time I pull up to the time I set up, the time I pull my soap out, get it all in my bucket. I try to catch it all. Try to get the brand that I'm using, which is my brand, CDS, Snowman Foam Soap. I always try to keep that front and center. And once I get my soap set up, I start to break everything, pull everything out, pull out the stuff that I'm going to use, grab my hose, I got the 50 feet hose, So I got to pull that all the way out. You know what I mean? So I can get ready to go ahead and do what I need to do. You know, I could park a car all the way across the street, park my little buddy down the street, and can wash a car from any location. That's what's so sweet about this thing. I got a 50 feet hose in here, so there ain't much I can't do. You know, but like I said, from the time that I pull up, I'm only using what I need. I only got what I need, you know, and it's showtime. You know, it's always showtime as soon as I pull up, man. I try to make sure I make it an experience. You know, like I said, I'm always auditioning for my next client, and I'm making it an experience for the client that I'm dealing with. You know, I never know when they're watching me. More times than often, they're watching me, especially when I'm at a location like this, at this particular client's workplace. So, you know, I just making an experience for them. That's it. You know, do what I gotta do, get my quick rinse in whatsoever. You know, like I said, I got everything on the tripod, so all I'm really doing is turning my tripod and making it follow me. I don't have to run around holding the camera. I don't need anybody holding the camera for me while I'm doing what I'm doing. And while I'm doing this, like I said, this is just all fun for me. You know, I'm doing what I do naturally, coming out, having fun, staying focused. You know, I don't have stuff all over the place. You know, I'm not chasing behind nobody, you know, trying to keep up with them and what they're doing. You know, after I get my rinse on, you know, I don't use a whole lot of water to do that. I try to perfect my water. You know, my water management. Water management is top priority when you're mobile. So you use minimum water, but you have to be most effective with minimal water use. You know, I'm not just spraying water just because I have a 300-gallon tank and I can just run right through it like that. So, you know, I'm very mindful how much water I'm using, you know, how much soap I'm applying to the car. As you can see, I don't have soap all over the ground. You know, it's not dripping, it's not running. I put it on, you know, a nice little layer, but nothing too thick where, you know, I have soap dripping all over the ground. Remember what I said? Save money is earned money. And if I can save money on not using so many supplies, then that's earned money. You know, save money is earned money. So I'll have soap all over the ground, a little bit, not a lot. It's not dripping and so forth and so on. Right here, I'm just making sure I got everything out of the way. You know, I always say, you know, safety is the first priority. Keep things out of the way. I got one bucket, 2 sponges. You know, I have that real fluffy sponge that I'm using right here for the body, for the, you know, the primary body, which is the upper part of the vehicle. As I go along, you'll see me put that sponge to the side. I have another sponge inside of the bucket that I'm going to use that for, you know, the extreme bottom of the vehicle. You know, it's my way of having not to go with the 3-bucket method. I'm not going all the way underneath the carriage with this particular sponge. I'm going down low, but I'm not going so low that I'm pulling dirt from the bottom of the carriage and putting it on the top of the vehicle. And this is just a method that I use. This works for me. Now this is the second sponge that I go, and I'm going under the carriage with this, all the way under, so I can get all that stuff from underneath there, you know, and that way I don't have to do the whole 3-bucket method, which is a cool method, but it's just not what I do. And like I said, everybody has their own way of doing things. Now I put that clean, that upper body sponge back inside, and then I take the lower body sponge and put it on the rim of the bucket. It never goes back into the bucket while I'm washing. You know, I'm not going to contaminate the water like that. But, you know, for this part right here, this is just helps me stay in my groove, and I'm not scratching the car up, so forth and so on. I'm very mindful of that, you know, very mindful of it, where I'm pulling soap from, where I'm moving it at on the car. So, you know, I just pay real close attention to what I'm doing. And as you can see, like I said, I don't have soap all over the place. The soap that's on the ground now, that's just from me washing it, you know, wiping the car down. But it's not from the soap that I sprayed onto the car. I just, you know,
and I just try to keep a clean area. It's me rocking and rolling by myself. I got my rhythm going. I got my music playing. I know where I need to be. I know what I need to do, and I'm doing it. I do it by myself. I try to time how long it takes me to do certain specific parts of the car. Usually takes me about 10 minutes tops, 10 minutes top to wash the car, to do the body of the car. That's foam, that's rinse, that's a pre-rinse, that's a foam, that's a wash, and then that's a rinse. Anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes, and then when I go to my wheels, it's probably gonna take me about 2 minutes, a minute and a half to 2 minutes per wheel. So if it takes me a minute and a half, that's gonna be about 6 minutes for the wheels. That's my lower body a sponge and my upper body sponge, and that lower body sponge doesn't go back in. Now I'm rinsing the water that I'm using from my sponges back into that bucket. I'm going to use that water again. When I go back to that bucket, I'm going to take that sponge out and rinse it into the bucket, because that soap is going to be used. That soap and water is going to be used with a different sponge on the wheels. But for right now, I'm just putting it to the side. Got all my stuff together. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start my rinse. I pull my hose all the way out. This way I'm not tripping over anything. I don't have my clients tripping over anything. I'm not making a mess. The parking lot doesn't look like a car wash. It looks very orderly. People aren't running all over the place. And I'll start from the top down, like we always do. All of us that are in on this, we start from the top down. We let gravity kick in and help us. Again, this is what I do for water management. I really pay attention to what amount of waters that I'm using. I have 65-gallon tank, so I try not to use more than 10 to 15 gallons per car. And that way I can reserve my water. I can preserve my water. But like I said, I use the gravity, push everything down to the side. My hose is long enough for me to wrap around the car. As you can see, I'm going around the car. I haven't even gone back on the other side yet. I got enough hose to wrap around the car. When I'm done with this particular process right here, again, like I say, moving my hose out of the way, getting that out of the way so that I can go ahead and do what I need to do, and everything is where it needs to be. And that's it. Just stay in your groove, man. Stay focused. This isn't complicated at all. I always tell people, you can't clean the whole car at once. You got to clean the car piece by piece. Pay attention to the spot that you're working in. Although it's good to stay 10 steps ahead of yourself, and you'll get to that point. And this is for my beginners. You'll get to that point where you're staying 10 steps ahead of what you're doing. But when you're first starting off, just focus on the area that you're in. You'll get it done faster that way. Just focus on that one little area that you're in. Whether you're washing it, you're rinsing it, you're foaming it, or whatever. Now I got my water blade. My water blade is key, man. Learn how to use a water blade, because a water blade is going to help you so much in the long run. Water blade is used to basically take about 90% of the water off of the car. This means, if you get really, really good at it, you can get about 95% of the water off the car. That's a lot of water that you're taking off the car that you don't have to actually do a lot of drying with a chamois or a towel or anything like that. The amount of water that's going to be left on the car after using your water blade, you're basically going to come behind that with a microfiber towel, and it's almost like you're doing a light spray wax, but without the actual spray wax. You're just using basically the residue of the water that's left over on the car to, shine the car up. If you're just doing a regular wash, you don't have to always spray wax a black car. Before, I used to spray wax a black car because I didn't take all the water off like I was supposed to. I was using a chamois. Chamois leave a lot of streaks. You got to get the streaks out. So what I do now is I use my water blade, and I perfected the ability to use the water blade Water blading is basically 50-50. So it's like the 50-50. You go down one side and you go down one side 100, and then you come back over that same side with the 50, and you just go all the way down using your water blade to take as much water off the car as possible. This speeds up the process. Not that I'm in a rush, but this speeds up the process of what I'm doing. I'm not in a rush because I'm by myself, but I am trying to get the job done in a reasonable amount of time. Even though I'm working by myself and I'm not rushing, I am trying to do this in a reasonable amount of time so that I don't have to be at this particular location all day long, but I'm also wanting to do it in a way that it's going to give me the best possible job when I'm done drying off the car. So like I said, because I've been doing this for 20 years now, and I hate to keep saying that, but it's the truth. It took me a while, and I only say that because it took me a while to learn the technique of water blading. So once I got the water blade thing down pat, it was like, this is sweet. And I'm coming right behind it with my microfiber towel. Now, that towel that I have in my hand right there, that's what I use to wipe my water blade off when I'm done with it. As you can see, I fold every towel up when I'm done with it. I never ball a towel up and throw it back into my vehicle. That is the most tackiest thing that's the most tackiest thing I ever see guys doing. Again, I can't tell people how to run their business, but that's just how I do it. That's that body sponge that I'm rinsing all the water out back into the bucket. Again, I'm being very conservative with my water, and that soap right there, that's money. I'm not gonna throw that away. I'm gonna use that particular soap that I just put back in there. Now that's my wheel sponge. That's a whole different sponge. Put a dab of soap in there. Okay, I still got water in that bucket that I use to wash the body with. I have about 5% of water on that car, so it's basically residue. It's nothing crazy. Like, it's not gonna stain the car or anything. I'm gonna put some water in my bucket. That's gonna get me ready for my wheels. I'm about to go ahead and get busy on my wheels now. So, once I get this bucket full, I'm gonna go ahead and get busy with my wheels. So now I'm working on my wheels, put my degreaser on there. Not too heavy on these wheels because they don't need anything crazy. Just a light degreaser to, wipe down the face, wipe down the gut of the wheel, which is the inside. In this particular shot right here, this is why I film everything. I got a guy coming over. He wants a flyer. He's asking about what I'm doing, so forth and so on. I'm trying not to have a whole conversation with him. I'm going to go get him a flyer real quick so that I can give him a flyer. He can get the information. I usually have these things in my pocket. This is why it's important to have your flyers in your pocket, because I could have given him a flyer and got right back to it. I don't like leaving degreaser on wheels too long. That's not a good look. So, I found a way to do what I need to do with him real quick, get back to what I need to get back to, because I understand I got degreaser on my rims. I got to get that stuff off of there. Okay? Not good to do that.
Do not let people walk up on you and talk you to death while you're working. You can't work and talk at the same time. Give them a business card, give warm, quick pleasantries, and be on your way. You got a job to do. People try to talk your ears off. You can't let that happen.
So now it's time for me to get back to what I'm doing. Good thing I know this car. I know these wheels. I know that I was able to get back to these wheels in a good amount of time to get the degreaser off of it, to start scrubbing, to start working on the wheels the way they're supposed to be worked on. Again, like I said, this is the number one reason why you should always keep a flyer in your back pocket. So when somebody does walk up on you, you could just give them a flyer, boom, be done with it. As you can see, I'm working with my tripod. I have nobody recording me. This is all me. I can get the perfect angle that I need to show what I'm doing. That's my rat's tail. I'm going inside of what I like to call the guts, cleaning it all up, okay? And like I said, with this tripod, with the whole situation, I can film it all, and it doesn't slow me down, okay? I would usually edit all of this out, me moving and stuff around, but for the sake of this particular video here, I'm just showing you how simple it is that you can do it all by yourself. Until you get to a point where you just really start to get into the heavy editing, so forth and so on. It's just you just moving your camera around. That's all. You're setting it on your tripod and you're moving your camera around. I'm doing my wheel work now. I'm basically gonna get my tripod, turn it or move it right to where I'm at, situated. I can look right at the camera and see where I'm at, see if I'm in a good position or not. I found a position that I'm comfortable with, boom, and I get back down and I get busy. I do it all over again. Again, I try to make it at least 1.5 to 2 minutes on the wheels. I don't like to spend more than 8 minutes on wheels. If I can get it done in 6 minutes, that's 6 minutes I'm done on wheels. 10 minutes on 8 to 10 minutes on the body, that's 16 minutes right there on the outside of the car. I'm talking about washing, drying, wheels and everything. Have all of that done in, less than 20 minutes. I like to do a wash in 45 minutes tops. So when you time yourself, you can figure out how long it's taking you to do certain parts of the car. I mean, some people would say that's a little bit much, you're getting too deep into it. But you got to always remember, like we know, time is money. And if you don't know how you're spending your time, you don't really understand the value of your time. You're not valuing what you're doing. You're not getting the most bang for your buck out of your time. So it's always good to be mindful of your time. Like I said, on wheels, it should take me no longer than 1.5, 2 minutes to bust a wheel down. This is real time. This is not speeded up or anything like that. So as you can see, it probably took me 1.5 minutes, maybe less, to do the wheels before I was interrupted. So, always want to, do your timing part to see, how long it's going to take you to do what you need to do. Okay, so now I'm coming back, start rinsing my wheels down. Again, capturing all of this on camera without a cameraman. I am the cameraman. Okay, so I'm able to get my work done, film everything that I'm doing. Like I said, I would usually edit all of this out, so a lot of this wouldn't be able to be seen. But because I'm trying to teach you or explain to people how to work with the tripod and film your own work, how easy it is to be done. This is not complicated at all. And it's just not, I don't knock anybody's hustle. It's just not worth paying people to come out and do something that you can do yourself. Everything is in order. The outside of the car is done. It's time for me to move on to the interior. Time for me to put everything up that I don't need. I don't need this hose out anymore. I don't need my buckets out anymore. I don't need those sponges. I need to make sure everything is put up nice and neat. Like I said, my buckets, my towels, my sponges, everything is folded in position, ready for the next move. If I don't need it, I don't pull it out. I got my vacuum out. I got my hose out. I'm ready to do the interior. I'm ready to go. Got everything. Time to get it started. So by now, I'm sure you got the gist of this. Basically, it's just me moving around with my camera on my tripod, making sure I get everything with the good angle, good views. I'm just in the interior now, doing what I got to do. And just basically filming myself, running through my day, doing what I got to do. Like I said, I'm not here to teach anybody how to, detail per se. It's just this video here is about being able to be functional with the camera and also be timely with what you're doing as far as the work is concerned. You can multitask. You can get some good footage in, and you can still get quality work done working by yourself, basically.
As usual, I ask that you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and keep on commenting and, keep tuning in, and I'll keep showing up with some pretty decent content. All right. Thanks, guys. God bless. Peace.